My dear students, in this class, let us learn about the basic concepts of genetics. In this class, I will try to define the various terms that are extensively used in genetics. Genetics is the science of inheritance. Genetics is the science of heredity. The term genetics was coined by Bateson. Father of genetics is Gregor John Mendel. Genetics is described as Mendel's breakfast, Morgan's dinner, and versatile teacher's cup of tea. Father of modern genetics is T.H. Morgan. Of course, Gregor John Mendel was considered as father of genetics because he discovered the principles of inheritance after performing many hybridization experiments. Gregor Mendel worked on Pisum sativum plant, which is also called Gordon pea plant. Whereas after the demise of Gregor John Mendel, T.H. Morgan discovered many deviations in the laws of inheritance. That means there is clear-cut deviation from Mendelian laws of inheritance, and this was worked out by T.H. Morgan. And T.H. Morgan worked on Drosophila. Drosophila is commonly called fruit fly. Its technical name is Drosophila melanogaster, and this Drosophila melanogaster was extensively experimented upon by geneticists. As a result, this Drosophila is aptly called even today as Cinderella of genetics. Cinderella means angel. So this served as a divine source. This served as a wonderful source for discovering many deviations in the Mendel laws. So like that, Drosophila melanogaster, which is also commonly called fruit fly, is known as a Cinderella of genetics. And mammal which was extensively used for genetic experimentation is guinea pig, and it's not a pig, it's a rodent. Like father, like son is the basic principle of genetics. Like begets like. That means tiger begets tiger, donkey begets donkey. All these characters are inherited just because of genes. Genes load the gun, but the environment triggers it. This sentence indicates that genes are influenced by the environment. So, environment, lifestyle, diet, such factors, such physical factors, such chemical factors, such environmental factors will undoubtedly influence the genes. Haploid set of chromosomes in an organism is called genome. Like that, in human being, 23 chromosomes will constitute a genome. Mendel laws were rediscovered by Hugo de Vries, Correns, and Schermark. Of course, no doubt Mendel discovered the principles of inheritance, but they were not popularized during his lifetime. After the demise of Gregor John Mendel, Hugo de Vries, Correns, and Schermark rediscovered Mendelian laws, and they gave due credit to Mendel himself. Chromosomes are called vehicles of inheritance. In sexual reproduction, half the set of chromosomes is contributed by mother and another set is contributed by father. That means in sexual reproduction, there is a wonderful combination of maternal chromosomes and paternal chromosomes. As a result, the progeny exhibits some sort of variations from the parental generation. If there is no recombination of genes during sexual reproduction, the progeny might have resembled the parental generation in total, and they might have looked like Xerox copies or duplicates of the parental generation. But that's not happening. In every generation, there is some sort of variation. In every generation, there is some sort of expression of certain genes and suppression of some other genes. Homologous chromosomes are basically two similar chromosomes inherited from father and mother. This term homologous chromosome is normally used in Mendelian genetics. Homologous chromosomes are basically two similar chromosomes inherited from father and mother. During meiosis, the homologous chromosomes pair up during first prophase itself, and when they do so, the homologous pair is known as bivalent. Homologous chromosomes are similar but not identical. Each carries the same genes in the same order, but the alleles for each trait may not be the same. Homologous chromosomes are made up of chromosome pairs of approximately the same length, centromere position, and staining pattern for genes with the same corresponding loci. That means homologous chromosomes resemble each other in certain parameters like length, centromere position, and staining pattern like that. The pack of DNA with histone proteins is called chromatin. Chromatin on further condensation gets transformed into chromosomes. That means there is a slight difference between chromatin and chromosomes. Chromosomes are the condensed versions of chromatin. Chromatin represents the lower order of DNA organization, whereas chromosomes represent the higher order of DNA organization. An allele is one of two or more versions of a gene. We can say that it's like different editions of a book. An allele is one of two or more versions of a gene. An individual inherits two alleles for each gene, one from each parent. These gene variants still code for the same trait. For example, here I have given the example of hair color. You can also take another example like height. Here, hair color is represented by a combination of alleles. The gene variants still code for the same trait, namely hair color, but they differ in how the trait is expressed. Some people are having brown hair and some other are endowed with blonde hair. Like that, if you take height into consideration, there are two variations in the height. One is tallness and another one is dwarfness. And these different versions of the same gene are called alleles. Of course, these are also referred as allelomorphs. Genes can have two or more possible alleles. Individual humans have two alleles or versions of every gene. Homozygous condition is the condition where the alleles representing the character are similar. Heterozygous condition is the condition where the alleles representing the character are dissimilar. I have given some examples in this slide. For example, if you take the same trait which I mentioned earlier, namely height. Height is represented by tall and dwarf. That means tall and dwarf are two versions of a same character. Here tallness is represented by either capital T or capital T small t. That means tallness is represented by capital T or capital T small t. I will tell you the difference later. And here you can find one more combination, small t. This small t represents short plant or short animal or dwarf nature. If you observe capital T small t, both are tall plants, but this is very pure tall and this is adulterated tall. That means mixed up tall. Both are tall by appearance, but in gene combination, this is pure tall plant which is represented by capital T. This is impure tall plant which is represented by capital T small t. If two alleles are different, like capital T and small t, if two alleles are different like capital T and small t, such a character is called heterozygous character. Capital T, small t is a heterozygous combination because the two alleles representing this character are not similar. One is capital T and another one is small t. Whereas capital T, this is also a tall plant, but this contains two similar alleles and hence it is called homozygous condition. So like that, homozygous condition and heterozygous condition are defined in terms of similarity and dissimilarity. Homozygous condition is the condition where the alleles representing the character are similar. Capital T is the homozygous tall plant. Small t is the homozygous dwarf plant. Whereas capital T small t is the heterozygous tall plant. And here, if you take the human example, human female is always homozygous because she contains both XX genes, XX chromosomes, not genes, of course, because human female is represented by two X chromosomes, whereas human male is always heterozygous because he contains XY chromosomes. So that is about homozygous condition and heterozygous condition. Homozygous condition is the condition where two alleles are similar, whereas heterozygous condition is the condition where two alleles are dissimilar. Homozygous condition is represented by capital T, which is a tall plant, and small t, which is a dwarf plant. So homozygous tall is represented by capital T. Homozygous dwarf is represented by small t. Whereas heterozygous tall plant is represented by capital T and small t. Yes. Now coming to the generations in the crossing, generations in the hybridization. P generation is parental generation. F1 generation is called first filial generation. F2 generation is called second filial generation. Of course, Gregor John Mendel worked for nearly 3 generations. He took into consideration the parental generation, F1 generation and also F2 generation. And here, because we have now got a clear idea regarding P generation, F1 generation, F2 generation, homozygous plant, heterozygous plant, now let us try to define the dominant character and the recessive character, because these two terms are extensively used in the concept of hybridization. Dominant character is the character that appears in F1 generation, the character that makes itself an apparent character is called a dominant character. The character which is suppressed is called a recessive character. So this is the basic difference. The character that is expressing itself in F1 generation is called a dominant character, and the character that is being suppressed is called a recessive character. And apart from that, you can also define the dominant character in some other terms. Dominant character can be expressed in either homozygous condition or heterozygous condition. In the previous example, I told that tallness can be expressed either as homozygous tall, namely capital T, or heterozygous tall, which is represented by capital T small t. That means here tallness being dominant, it can be expressed either in homozygous condition or in heterozygous condition. Whereas recessive character, as a thumb rule, you try to remember this, recessive character is always expressed in homozygous condition. For example, you take dwarfness. Dwarfness is always represented by small t. So homozygous condition is a required condition for the expression of a recessive character. Now let us go to the next slide. Pure plants are formed by self-fertilization. In fact, Mendel used pure plants and also hybrid plants for experimentation. Pure plants are always obtained by the process of self-fertilization. Self-fertilization means if the pollen grain or pollen dust of the plant falls on the stigma of the same plant, then it is called self-fertilization. And I have just shown you, and we have seen certain variations in appearance like tallness and dwarfness. And this is called a physical appearance. Physical appearance of an organism is called phenotype. Physical appearance of an organism is called phenotype. For example, if you take tallness and dwarfness, tall plant is one phenotypic character and dwarf plant is another phenotypic character. Genetic makeup of an organism is called a genotype. Phenotypically, two plants may be similar, but these two phenotypically similar plants may be different genotypically. I will give the best example of tall plant. Both capital T, capital T, capital T, small t plants are phenotypically similar. Both are tall plants. But homozygous tall plant is genetically represented by capital T, whereas heterozygous tall plant is genetically represented by capital T, small t. That means phenotypically these two plants appear tall, but genotypically they have got different combinations. If single character is studied during hybridization, it is called monohybrid cross. If single character is studied during hybridization, it is called monohybrid cross. For example, during hybridization or during one crossing experiment, if only height is considered, that is called monohybrid cross. If two characters are considered during hybridization, it is called dihybrid cross. For example, if the shape of a seed and color of the seed are considered, it is called a dihybrid cross. Of course, Mendel performed both monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. If more than two characters are studied during the process of hybridization or during the process of crossing, it is called a trihybrid cross. Tri means three. So here in trihybrid cross, three characters are being considered. So that is the basic difference between monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross and trihybrid cross. Pleiotropy is the multiple effects of a single gene. When more than two allelic forms occur at the same locus on the homologous chromosomes of an organism, they are called multiple alleles. Normally, these multiple alleles are represented by blood grouping. Blood grouping is conditioned or regulated by the interplay of multiple alleles. Hence, it is called blood group inheritance is called multiple allelism. An additive or cumulative effect of two or more genes on a single phenotypic character, then that is called polygenic effect. You try to understand the difference between pleiotropy and polygenic effect. Pleiotropy is the multiple effect of a single gene. Pleiotropy is a multiple effect of a single gene. Whereas additive or cumulative effect of two or more genes on a single phenotypic character is called polygenic effect. I will give the different examples while dealing individually with these topics. Of course, for the time being, you remember that the human skin color is due to polygenic effect. Now let us come to backcross and test cross. I told that there are different generations in the hybridization. One is parental generation and another one is first filial generation and the next one is second filial generation. Backcross is the cross where progeny is crossed with any one of the parents. Backcross is crossing the progeny with parents. That is the simple definition of backcross. If progeny is crossed with recessive parent, it is called a test cross. If progeny is crossed with recessive parent, it is called a test cross. Test cross is the test for homozygosity. This is very important bit in NEET or EAMCET or any other competitive examination. Test cross is the test for homozygosity. Chromosomes that determine the sex of an organism are called allosomes. In human being, X chromosome, Y chromosome are allosomes. Chromosomes that determine the body characters are called autosomes. Autosomes are body chromosomes, allosomes are sex chromosomes. Genes that are exclusively present on sex chromosomes are called sex-linked genes. The genes that are exclusively present on sex chromosomes are called sex-linked genes. Of course, there are X-linked genes, Y-linked genes, XY-linked genes. We will try to learn about these different combinations in subsequent lessons. Heterochromatinized X chromosome is called Bar body. X inactivation is called lionization. I am just confining my discussion only to definitions. In detail, we will deal with all these aspects later. Incomplete dominance. I told that dominant character is the character that is expressed in F1 generation, and recessive character is the character that is not expressed in F1 generation. Or else dominant character is expressed both in homozygous condition and heterozygous condition, whereas recessive character is expressed only in homozygous condition. There is one more phenomenon called incomplete dominance. Incomplete dominance is when a dominant allele or form of a gene does not completely masks the effect of a recessive allele, and the organism's resulting physical appearance shows a blended version, a blending of both alleles. It is also called semi-dominance or partial dominance. For example, if you take red flowered plant and white flowered plant, if these red flowered and white flowered plants cross with each other, if they are crossed with each other, if pink color appears, pink flowered plants appear, then this pink color is due to incomplete dominance. So it is a blended version of both red and white tinges. So that's about the incomplete dominance. Epistasis, a form of interaction between non-allelic genes in which one combination of such genes has a dominant effect over the other combination. Group of symptoms characterizing an abnormality is called a syndrome. Of course, we are going to dedicate one entire lesson to this syndrome, which is due to chromosomal aberrations. Albinos are the individuals that lack pigmentation. So, these are the various terms that are extensively used in genetics chapter. Let me sum up. Genetics is the science of inheritance. Father of genetics is Gregor John Mendel. Mendel worked on Pisum sativum plant, which is also called Gordon P plant. T.H. Morgan is considered as father of modern genetics. He worked on Drosophila melanogaster, which is commonly called fruit fly. Because Drosophila melanogaster was extensively used for experimentation in genetics, it is called Cinderella of genetics. Guinea pig is the mammal that was extensively used for experimentation in genetics field. Hybridization is nothing but crossing two different plants. There are three generations, namely P generation, which is called parental generation, F1 generation and F2 generation. Alleles are nothing but different versions of a particular gene or a particular character. If two alleles are similar, it is called a homozygous condition. If two alleles are different, it is called a heterozygous condition. Dominant character is the character that is being expressed, and recessive character is the character that is being suppressed. Dominant character can be expressed in either homozygous condition or heterozygous condition, whereas recessive character is expressed only in homozygous condition. And we have also seen pleiotropy, multiple alleles, polygenic effect, syndrome, like that. So if you understand the definitions of these terms, you can understand the core concepts of genetics later in a very easy manner. So meet you with other lessons in future. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.